It's in the title. Y'all already know what the first bag unboxing of 2025 is going to be, but stick around and just wait for it. This was not how I had played it out in my head when I first made my wish list. Welcome or welcome back to A Briefcase of Luxury, where we love to chat about all things related to life, learning, and luxury. While I have no intentions of quitting my day job as a business professor, I would love to continue to grow this channel, so thank you for being here today. So in my 5 for 2025 video, I had mentioned that I was going to do my darndest to only buy 5 luxury items this year, and I only had 2 bags that were officially on the list. The first was the Hermes Mini Garden Party, and the second was a Kelly of some sort. Now, side note here, I know it's only been a few weeks, but I'm already reconsidering the Kelly for several reasons, but most importantly, the price point versus the use case. When I really sit back on my heels and think about the fact that I want to be okay spending $15,000, $16,000 on a pre-loved handbag, that's really not okay. Even if that money is readily available in my fund money account, and even if it's been intentionally set aside to fund that purchase, I still don't know if I'm truly okay with that transaction, because I'm already asking those questions like, is there anything else I would rather do with $16,000? Or would I really rather have a pre-loved Kelly 25, for instance, and be $16,000 poorer? So that's where my mind is currently at. However, the new mini Hermes Garden Party, clocking in at under $3,000, that is most definitely well within my range of tolerance. As in, I don't know about you and whether you have like a number in your head, but for me, $3,000 is my number for a handbag. Anything below $3,000, I can tolerate and justify quite easily. Anything above and beyond $3,000, that's when I start to get a little leery. So yeah, the Hermes Mini Garden Party is definitely one of my top priority handbags to get for 2025, which is ridiculous since I've never seen it in person. I've never held it in my hands. Like, how and why is this all of a sudden a top priority handbag to get, right? I think it's because I fell in love with the Garden Party 30 last year when I finally got a chance to try it on. And this is just like the shrunken down, cutesified version of it, which to me is fine for a top handle only bag, because I can see me most definitely overstuffing the size 30 and then giving myself a perpetual bicep workout for the rest of the day. Oh, and by the way, I've about stalked the Hermes website daily since its first elusive appearance back in November. And today I'm happy to announce that the hunt is over. It just didn't play out quite the way I thought it would. Let me go ahead and unbox this. I'm sorry to keep you guys waiting, but yes, let's go ahead and unbox this and I'll explain more. So this obviously isn't a true unboxing, just because you know me, I'm really not that patient to wait until to unbox a bag until I have a chance to film it. But just for the effect, here we go. Are you ready? So yes, this is not new from store. This is from Fashion File, and this is called the Hermes Twilly Garden Party in the size TTPM. So this is in a leather version. The leather is Swift to be specific, and this color is called Rouge Vif. Yes, the Mini Garden Party is not entirely new. We've seen it before, and the version I have here is in the 2006 edition, which I believe is the most recent predecessor to the Neo Garden 23, to the best of my knowledge. And on top of that, the reason why this version is called the Twilly Garden Party is because while the regular garden parties are lined with, let me grab it, the typical Hermes dust bag like fabric, the Twilly garden parties are actually lined with a Twilly like fabric, which means, wait for it, this bag comes with its own matching Twilly to match the inside lining. Look at that. How incredibly cute is that? So, by the way, I've only ever seen the Twilly Garden Party in 2 other variations, I think. I've seen one in black and I've seen one in like a dark chocolate brown. And they both come with a slightly different orange twilly lining. If there are other versions, like please let me know down below. But as a neutral lover, the brown and the black versions are really quite spectacular, I'm not gonna lie. But on the pre-love market, they are also spectacularly hard to come by, and they go for a ridiculous premium on the pre-love market. I've seen them drop a handful of times, especially on eBay from Japanese resellers, but they're typically for between $4,000 to $6,000, sometimes with or sometimes without the matching twilly, and sometimes in excellent condition, sometimes in not so good condition. Regardless, at that price, I just cannot justify it based on how much the new versions currently retail for. So while $4,000 to $6,000 seems like chump change compared to like a pre-loved Birkin 25, for instance, since this is almost like Hermes's own version of their like poor man's dupe of the Birkin 25, paying $4,000 to $6,000 for a pre-loved bag from 2006, that just doesn't make sense. And it's still 2 to 3 times the current retail price of the Neo Garden 23. And there we go. I tied her into a little bow on the corner. I can also do the traditional twilly wrap, but let's just leave her like this for now. And let's also talk about how much the current Garden 23 is and how much I paid for this. I honestly still can't believe it. So the Neo Garden 23 in canvas right now runs around maybe 2,000 euros or 2,700 US dollars at the moment. At least at the end of 2024 it did. I'm pretty sure all bags were affected by the January price hike, but by how much, I'm not sure. So if you know the new price of the Neo Garden 23s, like please let us know down in the comments below. But this beauty right here, I found this on Fashion File in near excellent condition for $1,900. So Fashion File now shows the condition of their bags like on a sliding scale. And when I saw that this was on the line between very good and excellent, it took me a total of 5 seconds before I pulled the trigger on it. One, it's below retail. Why? I will never fully understand, because like I mentioned, this exact bag in even Rouge Vif in not so good condition is still selling way above retail on eBay. And two, in that video, I had voiced my concerns about the canvas and whether I should wait until the leather version is released, because having sold my canvas her bag once I got the Berline coated canvas her bag version instead, I know that I will have reservations about using a new bag in a canvas material, and whether it's right or wrong, I will want to baby it. So the fact that this is in leather, Swift leather to be exact, and below retail and in near excellent condition, even if I do decide to continue to stalk the Hermes website for the new drop, how could I say no? By the way, I am still stalking the website, just less aggressively than I was. So now we have officially marked the first bag off my 2025 wish list, and we stayed true to the mission. And here's the best part. Yeah, it gets better. Since I bought this on Fashion File, I just so happened to have store credit, because a couple of weeks back, you may or may not have noticed, my Dior mini book tote has been missing from my shelf. So yeah, I did it. I sold it to Fashion File along with the Chanel belt. And now I have a mini garden party instead. And I still have a couple $100 left over in store credit. So while I did knock out the #1 bag on my wish list, I did not buy this with new money. So that's a double win right there, which also means I technically still have 5 luxury items that I am allowed to spend my money on in 2025. All right, enough babbling. I'm sure you guys want a proper tour of the bag. Now, if you are familiar with the Hermes Garden Party in general, in either the size 30 or 36, then this is essentially the same thing, but shrunken down. You still have snap buttons. By the way, this version has like a tonal snap button. You still have the snaps on the side for you to expand the bag if you really wanted to. See that? So essentially, this is just a shrunken down version of the regular garden parties. Now, the other popular bag that they've recently shrunk down is the mini her bag. And for a second, I felt like I got close to being able to check out on the website when one so happened to have dropped. But alas, the Hermes website gods did not approve. But unlike the mini her bag, where they have made some structural changes, like getting rid of the top handle and squaring up the proportions a tad, I want to say this is proportionately very similar to its big sisters. Plus, I believe size-wise, this is identical to the Neo Garden 23. So this measures at the base about 9 inches. It's about 6¼ inches tall and about 4¼ inches wide at the bottom. And the handle drop is 3¾ inches deep. So I know when it comes to these smaller bags, the top handle drop can make or break the bag. So please keep in mind, I do have very, very skinny wrists. My wrists measure around 5 inches. And so this is what it looks like on me. Still, there's no question, this is a very comfortable drop length, even if you don't have the smallest of wrists. And there's plenty of room for you and your giant arm stack of watches, of Cartier love bracelets and VCA bracelets. So I want to say the Birkin 25 has a much smaller handle drop, like a full 1.5 inches smaller. So I would argue that this is a major, major win for the mini garden party versus the Birkin 25. By the way, here's a closer look at the inside. There's no pockets or anything, because I think maybe that's one of the differences, because I believe the larger sizes do come with some sort of side pocket. But you can see the bottom is leather lined. Look at the lining detail. I absolutely love it. And obviously no feet, just like the regular garden parties. Now, I don't have a Birkin 25 to compare this to, or the Neo Garden 23 for that matter. Heck, I don't think I have anything remotely close to a top handle only bag in this size. And you know what? I also don't have, let me see, there's a piece of fuzz, sorry. I also don't have anything in a true red color in my collection besides the verified dark cherry shoulder bag. And I guess there's a little bit of rouge-age on my roulis back there. So we have a lot of firsts going on with this bag. So yeah, I would argue this bag fills multiple holes in my collection. Now, were these holes needing to be filled? Of course not. My life would continue to go on as usual if I didn't have this. But I will say though, having this does scratch my itch for an actual Birkin 25 in ways that the Mulberry Mini Basewater was not able to. And I'm going to say it, if you have reservations regarding forking out the money for a Birkin 25, if you're worried about the handle drop, or if you're just worried about carrying something so insanely expensive on the crook of your arm, then I say please don't skip over the mini garden party, either new or pre-loved. But just for fun, I'm going to insert mod shots of what this looks like next to the mini Basewater, what it looks like next to my Hermes Picotin 18, what it looks like next to my Longchamp Le Foulon top handle bag, and just for giggles, here's what it looks like next to my Birkin 35. Goodness gracious me. Also, you'll probably see this in future videos once I can give it a proper go and do a proper review. But just if you're curious about like what kind of fits, I mean, it's a big bag. So this is an umbrella. This is my packable bag, which is actually quite big. But look at all the extra room you have. So sunglass case, not an issue. Multiple passports, a power bank, hand sani, your phone, everything. I don't think that's going to be an issue at all, right? So again, super spacious bag for being so tiny. So there you go. Please let me know your thoughts on the mini garden party. Yay or nay? Also, how many of you are waiting for the leather version? And if so, if anyone has any insights into when it will be released, how much it will retail for, please let us know down in the comments below, because I have zero clue. But I'm assuming it would have to be for over 3K, maybe under 4K, since I think the Garden Party 30 in leather is over 4K. So anyways, being able to score this for under $2,000, man, 2025 is shaping up to be a fantastic purse year. And here's to seeing what other gems we are able to find for the rest of 2025. But with as much intention as possible, of course, because the pre-love market is currently chock full of amazing deals. As always, thank you for sticking around until the end. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And I can't wait to see you next time.